So those foods must be stopped. And this is the same not only for irritable bowel, but also for Crohn's disease, colitis, ulcerative colitis. And there is a herb called slippery elm. And slippery elm is the powdered bark of the slippery elm tree, and you live in the country where the slippery elm grows. So it's not hard for Americans to get slippery elm. And all you do is put a teaspoon in a cup, maybe half a cup of hot water, mix it very well and drink it. It'll go a little thick. If it goes too thick, put a little bit more hot water in it. And it coats, soothes and heals the lining of the gut. Slippery elm contains a growth stimulant. So let me tell you the story of a lady that heard this on Tuesday night. I was in New Zealand. She said, I've had irritable bowel for 30 years. She said, no one ever told me that this foods can have an irritating effect on the colon. She said, I basically, that's my main food. She's a vegetarian. So she made a decision to stop. And she bought the slippery elm. She started taking it 4 times a day before every meal and before she went to bed at night. Tuesday night she heard this. Thursday night she came up to me and she said, Barbara, I have to tell you, I'm not bleeding from the colon. I have to tell you, I don't have any cramping. And she's been on medication for years. 2 days in a dietary change, taking this herb slippery elm, and she's seen more results in 48 hours than 30 years. Teaspoon of slippery elm in about half a cup of hot water. Necessity is the mother of invention. As you do it, you'll work it out. Mix it quickly or it'll go lumpy. My son Peter liked the lumps. Not everyone likes the lumps. Now that lady's not healed, but what's her body just said to her? Yes, and we've seen that happen many times. We had one guy come to Misty Mountain. In fact, he came with his wife. I said, what's your reason for coming? He said, I'm here to support my wife. I said, do you want any medication? He said, yes, I'm on anti-inflammatories and I'm on cortisone every day for Crohn's disease. He said, my doctor's just told me he can do no more for me. Actually, you know what the next step is? Cut the colon out, or cut part of the colon out. Remember, it's operate, medicate, or irradiate. You've just got to remember that's all they've got. And so I said, do you mind if I try something? He said, oh, no, you can try it. See, he was not interested to be at our health retreat. Anyway, so we don't serve any of these foods at our retreat. We gave him slippery elm 4 times a day. Was on juices for the first 2 days, and I wondered how that'd go, but he was getting more nutrients out of those juices than usual, so his energy levels came up. This guy's mid-60s. I saw him on Wednesday. I said, how's it going? He said, it's incredible. He said, I've stopped bleeding and I'm not having cramps anymore. He said, I'm astonished. He said, also, my stools have got a little bit of form to them. So he's got bleeding and cramping and diarrhea on all the doctor's medications.